Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel Vortigon Gaming. Let's run some Mythic Plus dungeons in World of Warcraft. Today we are going to be running a Court of Stars level 13 as an Arcane Mage. The weekly affixes are Fortified, Spiteful, Grievous, and Thundering. I'm going to be doing my best to be giving a live commentary of the dungeon run. If you are into that type of content, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So we've got a little bit of roleplay before we go into the dungeon. So I guess I could take a little bit of time to kind of tell you my thoughts on how this dungeon is going to go. The trash packs, it is a fortified week, so the trash packs are going to be a little bit buffed. The bosses, not too much. I don't think the bosses are that bad, maybe except for the second boss, but as long as you kind of stay grouped up on the second boss and kill the ads quickly enough, it shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, I don't think this dungeon should go too badly. The only thing I'm worried about is Grievous. This is kind of a hell week for healers, and it's specifically because of this Grievous affix right here. Looks like we are going to skip the first ad. Hopefully I didn't like pull it just by walking by. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and skip the first ad. And we're gonna go right into the kind of the first region with the whatchamacallit, the beacons. Yeah, she just said beacons. Alright. Go ahead and take care of the Dustwatch Sentry. What I'm going to do, we need to interrupt charging stations so that the enemies don't get buffed. I do have a Spiteful heading toward me. You know, I think he's gonna die before he reaches me, so it shouldn't be too bad. I do have to watch out for this Thundering affix. You see there's a charged ball above my head. I am going to need to move over to this guy with the, well actually maybe I didn't need to do that because the Demon Hunter had a charged ball above his head. He could have just moved over really quickly and dispelled it, but you know, it's better safe than sorry. I've seen a couple of people this week who were standing like 2 feet away from each other, didn't bother to dispel it, they got stunned and then they died to a avoidable mechanic, so... If you're ever in doubt that you're, you know, that the rest of your group isn't going to do a mechanic properly, at least the least you can do is position yourself into a situation where you kind of don't worry whether or not they do the mechanic properly, because you always have a, you know, a backup plan. This probably was a greatest interrupt on this Cardian construct, but you know what, I think I can burn him down quick enough before the next charging station comes out, or not. He's gonna get it cast off, but you know what, we'll have him down pretty quickly. This guy just died. It looks like we're going to have to res him because we did skip that ad earlier.
The elements answer to me!
And so if he did release, he would be moved all the way back to where that ad was, and there would be no way to skip it. Well, actually, he is a Demon Hunter. I think he should be able to deal with that ad, right? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. The great thing about the Spiteful Shade is that you can use it to kind of farm stacks of whatever buff you're farming the stacks for. In my case, it's Arcane Harmony. Arcane Harmony is an important stack that I need on my that I need ready whenever I go into kind of my main DPS rotation. Well, I should probably explain what the DPS rotation is for Arcane Mage. It's pretty simple. There are 2 phases. There's the burn phase, which basically amounts to what I'm doing now. You put down a Rune of Power, you hit Radiant Spark, and then you count to 4 by casting Arcane Blast or Arcane Explosion. I'm running out of mana. Let me just hit Evocation right here. And then once you've counted to 4 with your Arcane Blast, then you throw in a Barrage and hit Touch of the Magi while the Barrage is traveling. And so that way, the Arcane Blast buffs the Radiant Spark damage, and the Arcane Barrage buffs the Radiant Spark and the Touch of the Magi damage, right? And then after that, you go into your Conserve phase. Well, actually, there's like a second part of the burn phase, but it's kind of like the transitional part where you kind of transition back into the Conserve phase, and the Conserve phase is just save up enough mana for your next burn phase, right? Arcane Harmony is a stack that kind of buffs the damage of your Arcane Barrages, so it's important to have 20 stacks of Arcane Harmony whenever you go into the burn phase. And so these Spiteful Shades are a good way to farm those stacks. So whenever you take down a trash mob and you're going to the next one, you just farm some stacks from the Spiteful before you go into the next trash mob, and then you're guaranteed to have 20 stacks at the ready. Now sometimes you might have to waste some of those stacks in order to conserve mana, because you also do need a certain amount of mana to go in the burn phase. I cannot polymorph that target, unfortunately. You do need a certain amount of mana when you go into the burn phase, because well, the Arcane Mage rotation costs a lot of mana, right? So it's kind of like a, it's kind of like a balancing act between farming Arcane Harmony stacks, because farming it requires Arcane Missiles, which take up a lot of mana, and not using too much mana. Oh, I just noticed he ran over to dispel it, and I kind of blinked away from him. But yeah, there's a balance between farming Arcane Harmony stacks and saving your mana so you actually have enough mana for a burn. And that's pretty much the gist of Arcane Mage. I know I'm not going into too much detail, but if you really want more detail, there are enough guides on YouTube that you can look up, and they'll go into way more detail about how the build actually works. I know I'm leaving like a ton of important information out. But the thing is that at a level 13 is a low enough mythic keystone that you don't really need to worry about the details, like the nitty-gritty details of your rotation. You just know the general gist of your notation. I think it's more important that you just do the mechanics properly for your dungeon and don't die, right? Don't outrange Mage. Don't arrange what? I think they're wanting to tell me something. Okay, here we go. Looks like we're starting to pull. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the whatchamacallit. Oh, that could be an issue. Here's our 3 stacks. We're gonna go Arcane Surge. We're gonna throw this in. This should be good. Arcane Lockdown. Remember to jump for this part.
I need reinforcements.
All right. Hopefully that's not hitting anyone or anything. Gonna use Shifting Power. So the Shifting Power ability actually reduces the cooldowns on my spells. Gonna need to dodge that. We're gonna go ahead. I think this is a terrible time to use this burn because he's gonna do Arcane Lockdown soon. That's gonna make me have to jump up and down like this. And that should be the fight, because we have an alchemist, and drinking that potion is going to kill him. So we're gonna go ahead and give a slash cheer because we did down the boss, and I like to give a slash cheer after every boss kill because I feel like it really helps the team morale. I actually don't know that for sure. Don't quote me on it, but you know what? Old habits die hard. Anyway, we're going into the kind of next phase of this dungeon. We're going to start seeing less of these Guardian Constructs, so that's a pretty good sign. The bad news is we're going to start seeing a whole lot of other ads that can do, well, they can give our team just as much of a problem as these guys, right? Anyway, I'll go ahead and use Evocation. Might be a little bit of a waste, because I feel like I am going to get a lot of this mana back just by walking over there. To the next section, because it is a little bit of a walk before we hit the next ads. But you know what? I think it's a good idea to just have the mana ready to go when we get there, instead of having to hit Evocation right here and wait a couple seconds before we can unload all our damage on this Watchful Inquisitor right here, and as well as the imps, right?
Explore the area and find a way to
right, and even if it does cause a bit of a problem, I do have Shifting Power. I can reduce the cooldowns of my, I can reduce the time needed for my cooldowns, so I can have my next burn phase up sooner, right? Alright, so we'll go ahead and shift over to these guys. Watch out for the patrol right there. I believe that's a patrol. Yeah, that's a patrol. I don't want to pull those too early, especially when we're already doing this pack right here. It looks like the imps are coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Shifting Power. Probably should have done that earlier, so I already have the rotation up, but you know what? Better late than never. Go ahead and interrupt the Bewitching, right? Go ahead, hit Arcane Surge, throw this in, and then we should be good to go. Let's farm some Arcane stacks, or Arcane Harmony stacks on the Spiteful Shade. This guy's chasing after me. We can hit Frost Nova and kind of root him in place for the time being. And that should take care of it. Looks like our priest died. I think we have to go over and get him. Because he does spawn right over there, unless he has some kind of... oh, no, never mind. He's running back. There is, like, if you run on the ledge over here where he's running, you can actually avoid the... oh, he just went around the long way. Either way, it's a good thing that he's come back, because we've already gone to fighting the next pack right here. So let's go ahead. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a mini burn. I'll show you what the AoE burn looks like. Basically, instead of Arcane Blast, use Arcane Explosion, and I died from something. What? I died from Ice Storm? Yeah, that will... yeah. Maybe this was not the greatest idea to release right here, but you know what? I think they can handle it. Either way, I do have... oh, these guys have... yeah, they have invisibility detection, so I am going to have to go this way, it looks like. I think I can get by these guys before. Okay. Go ahead and mount up here, take the long way, like we saw the priest do earlier. Looks like they're already taking care of the ad called the Fellbound Enforcer. We kill these ads so that we can get the boss has minions. Like, I don't know if you saw when I passed the boss like a couple seconds ago, but the boss does have minions. Killing one of these brings the minions over, and then we can kill the minions, and then once all the minions are down, we can fight the boss, and we don't have to worry about the boss's minions while we fight the boss. Okay. Got a Spiteful Shade. Go ahead and Frost Nova on the Shade, and then already got Arcane Harmony stack, so it's not that big of a deal to but you know, if we didn't, I would have you know, oh, I forgot she does that cry that if you're like casting during it does interrupt you. No, we'll do a burn, and then as she does that, we'll go ahead and do Presence of Mind. Yeah, it's called Scream of Pain. You don't want to be casting during that, or she will kind of interrupt you out of the cast and lock you out of your spell scroll. Which, when you're an Arcane Mage, literally all your spells are arcane pretty much, so you definitely don't want to be cut like that. Which, again, I keep forgetting that moving doesn't cancel my Arcane Missiles cast. Back in Shadowlands, when I was playing Arcane Mage, I didn't have the talent where you could still keep casting Arcane Missiles while you were moving. Again, I need to get used to that a little bit more. But anyway, you know what, that wasn't too bad, even though we did kind of mess up like a couple times. Looks like one of our dudes is also dead, but you know what? We're doing pretty good on time. I'm not too worried about the fact that we've had a couple of deaths so far. It also helps that our tank has already gotten, you know, Keystone Hero for a couple of the dungeons. Right, you'll notice that his IO score is pretty high up there. He already has a teleport for this dungeon, it looks like. Alright. And where are we going this time? We are... it looks like we're picking up some stuff. I am not quite sure what's going on in this particular part. Because to be fair, I haven't played this dungeon a lot, right? But it looks like there are ways to kind of avoid. I remember one time we did avoid fighting one of the Fellbound Enforcers by like picking up some stuff, but yeah, maybe I'll have to kind of look up later, like what's going on. What is? Am I? Not sure why I was silenced there, but okay. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and go into a burn phase. Let's see. And then we'll do a full burn here. All right. Throw that in. Ice Storm. Okay, so it just kind of randomly targets people. It looks like we're gonna go ahead and interrupt Searing Glare on the Watchful Inquisitor. Oh, yeah, there is a Guardian Construct around here. I'm going to go ahead and Frost Nova so this guy stops chasing me a little bit. Maybe even put a slow on him. This guy is not chasing me, but you know what? I'll help my druid out so he can run away.
Marked by lightning.
Alright, farm the Arcane Harmony stacks. We've got the Thundering debuff on me. They've taken care of it. Cool. I've got a couple extra seconds of extra damage, so let's go ahead and do a burn on this guy with that damage. My haste is shot. I think I got hit by Bewitching there. That's what it is. Alright. Go ahead and farm some Harmony stacks, throw that in, and then that should be good. And get this Mistress right here, interrupt Bewitching. Let's farm some Arcane Harmony stacks in the shade. And then we are going to... Where are we going? The tank went the other way. I don't know where they're going, but you know what? We're here now. Let's take care of the Fellbound Enforcer. We are going to be running over here. I suppose I could be doing Arcane Explosion as we run over here, but yeah. I mean, Arcane Explosion, I don't think it would have done that much of a difference, because, I mean, fundamentally that is an AoE thing, right? Oh, what is that? That's the purple stuff on the ground. It's weird. Anyway, there we go. Let's go ahead and root him, farm some Arcane Harmony stacks. Let's hit Evocation to get our mana back. And then we're also going to hit Shifting Power to get my cooldowns back quicker. And I think here, this is not good. I did not realize she was going to spawn there. That is a bit awkward. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and hide here. I guess we're pulling it at the same time, which is, you know, that's a strat. I was not expecting that strat here, but I think this is working out pretty nicely for us so far. Just remember to, you know, hide when the detonation occurs. Interrupt Disintegration Beam, then we can change our focus to the Enforcer once this guy is down. Make sure to LOS the fell detonation so we don't get hit by that.
The elements answer to me.
Stick over here. Hit the freeze on the shade, and then you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll do a mini burn on the Enforcer to get her down quick. All right. Now let's farm some Arcane Harmony stacks on the shade.
You have a look over there.
Alright, and now for the final minion. After this, we're going to have about 10 minutes to finish the rest of the dungeon. So, you know what? I think we're doing really good when it comes to time. Just dodge the Crushing Leap. I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? We will go ahead and do a mini burn. So that means 4 Arcane Blasts. Go ahead and throw this in. Let's see. Hit Evocation to get our mana back. Yeah, it looks like there is a patrol there to watch out for. Yeah, I think the Fell Enforcers keep spawning. That's kind of what got us into that pickle earlier.
The elements answer to me.
Alright. I'm going to move a little bit further that way. What is... Oh, it's the same guy. Oh, I guess one of them is the... oh. Unfortunately, I had to dispel when that guy was inside the shade, but you know what? We got our Arcane Harmony stacks. We're ready for this next boss. I don't think I'm going to hero on this boss. I don't think we should need hero on this boss. I think we can save it for the next boss. We're 2% short. Okay. What patrol are we killing? Are we killing this one? Looks like we're gonna kill this one. Alright, let's go ahead and, you know what, we'll go ahead and do a mini burn here. interrupt charging station. He is going to come out with suppress. Who is the suppress targeting in this case? If he targets me, you know what, I can just ice block. Looks like he's not targeting me. He is targeting someone else. I do not have my interrupt available for that, or for this one. I don't know how he got another charging station out. I was expecting the other attack, the other charging attack, whatever that one's called. Anyway, we do have our 20 Arcane Harmony stacks. You know what? I'm going to throw in an orb so I can get my 4 Arcane charges as well, and that way we're ready to go into a, we're ready to do a full burn on our,
Who needs henchmen?
on our boss. So let's go ahead and do it. Full burn. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead with Arcane Surge, and then we throw in.
More kindling for the bonfire.
Right. And the ads are already down. We're going to go ahead and get a B-res on our, whatchamacallit?
Mortal flesh.
On our Demon Hunter. On our other Demon Hunter, that is. You know what? I'll go ahead and do one of these. And then we're going to go ahead and move out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and do a AoE rotation. So we're going to be using Arcane Explosion mainly. Alright. Then we can switch back to single target rotation, and then she should be dead right here. Alright, so that's second boss down. Let's do a slash cheer to commemorate the event. And we'll go ahead and
You've done well so far,
be rude to some party
but we must
guests.
ensure you blend
Be
in.
very nosy to some party
I'll
guests.
enhance your disguise. My informants claim that a burning legion spy is attempting to appear as one
Remember
of the
to
nobles. Speaking
reapply the
with
buffs if
Gerdo,
any of
you
your
may reveal the spy.
group members go down. They're
Just
going to
avoid
lose some of
drawing
these
attention
buffs
to
like
yourself
Arcane
with wild
Intelligence.
accusations.
And what's this one? Power Word Fortitude, things like that. So just make sure that they have their buffs so they get kind of the that little extra damage. Oh, that guy's upstairs. I was thinking like, oh, the guy's in here, I'll just go down. But no, he is up here. So let's see, we have Light Vest. It's a woman. Long sleeves. Should probably get the add-on that tells us cape. And she has a book. Alright. Okay, light vest, cape, long sleeves. Oh, it looks like we got it. And she's all the way down here. Alright, so it was about 7 minutes when she was down here. It looks like it's going to be about 6:30, I'm betting, when she gets back up here. The roleplay in here, it's kind of, there's a lot of it that's unavoidable, so, you know, whenever you're, you know, running through this dungeon, you do have to account for a couple minutes in here for the roleplay, but there is a way to kind of minimize how much time is spent in here. I think right here, let's see, 5 clues. Okay. Alright. There's going to be a bat that comes out. We're going to have to CC the bat. I'm going to actually go ahead and polymorph it. Here's the bat. Let's go ahead and polymorph the bat. And then over here, we have our 20 stacks. So let's go ahead and do a... let's do a mini burn. That'll be good.
Answer to me!
The bat is back out. Go ahead and hypnotize it. We're at 20 stacks, throw this back in. Hypnotize the bat. You know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and build up my 20 stacks right here. And then at this point, what we're going to do, I'm going to do one last polymorph on the bat, and I think they have the, you know, they should have the ad down at this point.
Excellent.
And if we come over here, we can actually immediately start the role play of unlocking this door. So there's a key that they pick up from that ad that they just defeated. And normally you'd have to pick up the key and run it all the way over here, but since I'm all the way over here, it cuts down at least like 10 to 15 seconds.
Yet another failure, Melandrus.
Right.
Consider this your chance to correct it. Dispose of these outsiders.
Go
I
ahead
must
and
return to the Nighthold.
hit evocation to keep my arcane charges, and then we'll go ahead and hero on pull and go straight into a burn. 1, 2, 3. Let's do arcane surge. And then Arcane Blast into a Spell Queued Barrage. I don't think I Spell Queued that properly, but you know what, we'll live with it. Go ahead and throw this in. Charge up some attacks, dodge that. Go ahead, hit Shifting Power to get some of my...
Slices to the bone.
The elements answer to me!
Bleed for the Grand Magistrates.
And then we almost have the ingredients for a burn, so let's go ahead right into that. We still have like 4 minutes to spare. I think we're gonna... I think this is...
The wind slices to the
I don't
bone.
have my evocation yet. Wow. I still have 20 seconds on that. You know what? We're gonna go into
I will speed you towards your demise.
kind of emergency conserve phase mode. Just go work. You know what? We'll go ahead and ice block there. And you know what? I think they've got this. Okay, there we go.
Forgive me.
Give a slash cheer. We did beat the boss, and we got 12 IO out of that. So that is that's pretty good.
We may have missed our chance.
No
at the
gear,
Grand
but you know what? It's
Magistrates
fine. We'll
tonight.
just get in the
But in
vault.
time, we'll
And if you
come.
are a mage running these
Sooner
Mythic
or
Plus
later,
dungeons, it is
you'll
common
find
courtesy
another
to
way
give
to settle
everyone a
this
portal back to the main hub of the expansion after you are done with the dungeon. And that's gonna about do it here. So if you liked watching this video, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you are interested in seeing me run other dungeons for this season of Mythic Plus, specifically Dragonflight Season 1, leave a comment down below letting me know which dungeon you'd like to see, and hopefully I can get around to it. But that's about going to do it for me here, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all later.